Hey, what's going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here to talk about two player props I like for Thursday night football. We got the Saints and the Jags. This game should be kind of ugly, over-under of less than 40, but still two props I think are pretty solid plays, which we will talk about here. If this is your first time watching, I cover content for player prop sites like PrizePicks, Underdog, Parlay Play. Guys, if you're not on Parlay Play, you can use the link down below for a $100 deposit match bonus, or you can use the code DKDFS. So, player prop site, you can win 75x your money on Parlay Play. And they do have a lot of props as well, a lot of different sports. So I talk about this a ton in these videos, but my best advice to you guys is get on as many of these sites as possible. And then when you're going to take player props, you can search through and see which ones offer the best value. Link is down below if you guys are interested. And yeah, also cover content for NBA, NFL Day Fantasy Sports. It's been a phenomenal run for me for DFS recently, especially in NBA preseason. So if you guys are interested in that, again, I cover content for that. More picks for player prop stuff. Also, link is in the description below with my Patreon. Okay, so with that all out of the way, let's get into it. Again, like I said, this game's projected to be pretty ugly. And let's start it off with the first play here. We're going to be looking to Trevor Lawrence. Oh, well, first, actually, hold on. I wanted to mention a couple things. So, mention NBA preseason. It's been literally insane. A couple days ago, went 13-1 on my NBA props. Now, I've also brought this up a couple times. I wish I could make YouTube videos for NBA preseason. Just not possible. My underdog plays especially. If you're on Patreon, you know they get bumped in like 5 to 10 seconds. My PrizePicks plays get bumped immediately as well. So, like, I can't cover content for it, but it's been insane. Daily Fantasy Sports over the last week, 220% ROI, $3,500 profit. And then Underdog for the year. Again, this is for the year. And I just hit over 100% as well the other day. Over 100% ROI, 163 units. And I just started playing in the summer in Underdog. So that is publicly tracked in my Pickett. So if you guys are interested, you can check that out as well. But it's been an insane run, and let's see if we can keep that going. And NFL went well last week, too. I went 7-4 in the main slate for NFL. Went 3-2 in my YouTube video. So solid day overall, right? Not great, but not bad. So, all right, let's get into it now. We'll start off with Trevor Lawrence. That's going to be the first player I'm looking to at 17 fantasy score. And I'm going to take less than 17 fantasy score here for Trevor Lawrence. So, few reasons, right? This game, not projected to have a ton of points scored. Saints defense is pretty solid. And Lawrence is banged up. So there's been kind of conflicting reports with Trevor Lawrence. Let's kind of read through it. Originally, he was, not taking a ton of snaps in practice, but the expectation that he was going to play. Well, now the Jaguars will decide whether Lawrence was officially questionable, is able to suit up after a pregame warm-up. So, sounds a little bit more 50-50. And if he plays, I think there's more downside than upside, right? If he plays, he could aggravate that injury. He could miss some time, maybe gets, a little bit banged up and has to leave the field for a bit. So I think there's more downside with Lawrence than upside in a game like this, especially with a low total. So if he's able to go, I think, again, the under 17 fantasy score here looks pretty good. I don't think, Lawrence is a guy that, is somewhat mobile, right? He can run the ball a little bit, but I think with that knee injury, if he plays, he's not going to, right? So I think that the rushing upside kind of goes away with Trevor Lawrence with this injury, assuming he plays. So I think, again, there's a lot more downside with Lawrence than upside. Underdog, I was looking, they don't even have his props up unless I am just blind. Yeah, I don't see. They took down Trevor Lawrence props. So PrizePicks, though, it's still up. His fantasy score at 17. Again, we're going to take less than 17 fantasy score. I will say also, if you have a strong indication one way or the other, if you think that Trevor Lawrence does not play, then you can start looking to unders on the Jags receivers, right? You got Ridley, you got Kirk, you can look to. I don't think they have anyone else posted. Yeah, Ingram as well. They don't have, I don't think they have Jamal Agnew props. So he should be operating as the wide receiver 3. Yeah, I don't see Agnew props. Those will probably be posted later in the day. But if you have a strong indication that he does not play, you could look to some unders on some of these Jags receivers. Now, CJ Beathard is like a decent backup, but he's not Trevor Lawrence, right? So if you do have a strong indication that Lawrence does not play, then you could look to some of these unders on the Jags receivers. But again, Trevor Lawrence, less than 17 fantasy score is pick number 1. The second one to be looking to is going to be a receptions prop. So let's go to receptions. And we're going to be looking to Rasheed Shaheed at 2.5 receptions. And we're going to take more than 2.5 receptions here for Rasheed Shaheed. So let's take a look at DraftKings Sportsbook. Let's go to receptions and let's take a look at Shaheed. So he's currently minus 125 to go over 2.5. So juice is on the over on his 2.5 receptions. And here's the thing that really is a positive for Rasheed Shaheed. His snaps have been going consistently up. So last week, Rasheed Shaheed played 62 of the 82 snaps and ran 46 routes. For the other starting receivers, you had Olave run 55 routes and Michael Thomas run 50 routes. So Shaheed almost ran the same amount of routes as Michael Thomas, right? So the Saints, they ran a lot of 3 wide receiver sets, and Shaheed has been getting targeted a good amount too. So let's take a look at it. Let's go over to Shaheed. So 6 targets here. Now, this game against New England, I wouldn't read too much into it, right? 34-0. They did not have to throw the ball a lot, especially in the second half. 7 targets here against Tampa Bay. 4 targets here against Carolina, right? 6 targets here against Tennessee. So he's getting targeted a lot. I think Shaheed is a very underrated wide receiver too. Like, I think he's really good. So the opportunities have been going up. The targets have been going up. And if he's going to play like 70, 75% of the snaps, I think we have a very good shot to hit over 2.5 receptions. So pick number 2, I'm going to be looking to Rasheed Shaheed over 2.5 receptions to pair with Trevor Lawrence under 17 fantasy score. So those are going to be the 2 plays for today. Again, if you guys are looking for more plays, my NBA preseason stuff, that'll all be posted on Patreon. But yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. Good luck. I hope you enjoy the game, and we'll see you guys all in the next video.